So people keep saying, I see this constantly. People say 3 bars of health, etc., etc.
And now for the GOAT of DP battles. When it comes to Yajirobe, Yajirobe is kind of wild in this game. Damage-wise, he's nothing special. He's not going to like steamroll enemies. However, where he does become unbearable is stalling. He's actually able to use Senzu Beans, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have come across, and it'll fully heal him up. And they specifically say they'll be adjusting his stats, but that's kind of vague. We don't know what exactly that could mean. That could be lowering his HP. Maybe he has 2 bars of HP instead of full 3 bars.
What you're looking at over there is your stock of extra health bars that is not the one currently being used. So right now we both have 4 health bars, not 3. I'll show you. Alright, so we went through 1 bar. 2 bar. 3 bar. And now this is a 4th bar. So people keep saying things like, oh, Yajirobe has 3 health bars, or, you know, whatever the fuck they're talking about. You guys are off by a health bar. I don't know why this is so widespread, why people keep saying this. But the little dots that you see there, that's your extra health bars, the ones that are in your stock that you're not currently using. He starts with 2 skill bars and gains them faster? That's a whole other topic. Holy shit, dude. This guy, I don't want to start bringing in nerfs or something, but he either needs to lose 1 or 2 health bars, or he needs to have Senzu being only usable once. There's a lot of cheese in this game, but this guy is the biggest offender, and I think by a very large margin. Because he just makes the fights infinite, and he's only 2 DP. I also think timeouts, you could either keep him how he is, and do, alright, you could either nerf him, in my opinion, or change how timeouts work. Change it so that the amount of DP that you have still alive on your team matters. Like, there's a lot of teams that I call junk teams. It's, you know, it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, I don't know what the game is like right now, but back in the day, there'd be junk decks, was what it was called. Like, a junk deck was the type. That was what it was called. It was just a bunch of, like, kind of weak guys, but they kept filling your hand count, and you always had hand advantage, and you can do things, and you just, you know, they weren't the strongest things, but you could always synchro with them, or whatever, and use them to do certain tribute, you know, etc., 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 and you always had them in your hand, and it was just constant. And other people would be running out of their resources and run out of steam, but you never ran out of steam because you always had things. And combine that with just Yu-Gi-Oh basics, you know, you always have, you can use magic and trap cards just like anyone else, and any other monsters that you want just like anyone else. But the junk archetype, they were weak creatures, but they kept resupplying themselves. That's what this feels like in Tenkaichi. In Sparking Zero, I should say. That's what it feels like. When you go against Yajirobe, Videl, Master Roshi, and it's like, you know, they have Pan, they have After Image, they have Senzu Beans, and it's like, they still attack you with the basics. Just like the junk deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! And you get whittled down by, you know, blah blah blah, getting hit by attacks, you know. And you don't have Senzu Beans, you don't have After Image Strike, you're just some guy. And they might do just a little bit, you know, I already did half a bar, I did more than half a bar to him, just punching him up a few times. You know, you teleport, you super counter, etc., etc., you grab, you perception counter, you know, and it's, all that shit adds up, and the other characters aren't healing, except unless they're swapped out. But then these guys are senzu beaning. These guys are doing after image strikes, so you can't touch them for 15 seconds, pretty much. Not entirely. Like, you can counter after image strike, but it gets rid of like half of your tools on in your arsenal, and it doesn't get rid of any of theirs. So you are at an extreme disadvantage for 15 seconds. And during that 15 seconds, they're getting skill bars back. Maybe that would be a good balance for after image strike too. Is while it's active, you can't gain skill count or skill meter at all. Just some ideas, right? But yeah, I don't know. This game is it's one of those games that's like Battle of the Cheese. Like, I'd say more characters are cheesy than those that are not cheesy, if I'm being honest. Unfortunately for my girl here, Khalifa is very not cheesy, but she does have something she can do. She can do this. I don't know if I have the energy for it. So she can chain this into this, and this is a ton of damage. Not many characters have the ability to do something like this, actually. I mean, there's enough that do, but yeah. It's gonna be like, what, 30k maybe not quite. It is actually 30 exactly. That's funny. But yeah, it's like this game is Battle of the Cheese, and I think that's okay. I do think that's okay. But I do think Yajirobe is just too much. Like I said, there's a lot of cheese. I've been playing some fucking cheese. I've been playing hella cheese, but Yajirobe still takes the cake, and I think that's incredible. That I've been playing some really cheesy shit, and Yajirobe still feels like he's in a whole other league of cheese. That's my opinion on it, but you know, who cares, I guess. Look at... So he can start at 0 skills. You can take him really low, and he pretty much has 5. That's with him doing nothing. He's AFK in this situation. Anytime he does... Anytime he does these counters, he gains more. It's just ridiculous. He can be practically AFK, and his Senzu Bean, combined with the skill points that he gets over time along with his health bar, pretty much supplies him with infinite Senzu Beans anyway. It doesn't exactly, but it's just short of it. He pretty much only has to teleport once or twice and then get beaten to near death, and then he can pop it a Senzu Bean again. It's insane. This guy is just... If you know what you're doing, you're pretty much invincible. It's actually crazy. Yeah, he definitely needs to be changed. Like 100%. Like... yeah, I don't know. They just... I think they went too flavorful on him. Oh, it's Yajirobe. He's a big guy. He should have a high health bar. And then, oh, he has Senzu Beans. Haha, it's just a skill that costs 5. It costs the maximum he can hold. And it's a Senzu Bean. It full heals him. Blah, blah. Yes, very flavorful. But when you put it into the game exactly as it is, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't work out. In reality, he should have like 2 max health bars or something. I think if you did -1 health bar on him, it would be a lot better. But also remember, he's fucking 2 DP. He's 2 DP. I think he should have 2 health bars, honestly. Make him really work for the Senzu Beans, you know? Because it's still a really quick... It might be the quickest activation in the game for healing. And yet it also is a full heal. It's just crazy. I don't know. Everything about him is just tweaked to way too high values. I don't know. Like I said, like this game is like a lot of cheese, but this guy is just too much. This guy is past the line. There is a line, guys. There is a line. Whether you like it or not, you even have to admit there's a line. If some character showed up and canonically he's like invincible, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't want an invincible character in this game, right? Right? We can agree with that? So let's start drawing some lines. Let's just start drawing some lines. It's okay to start drawing some lines, is what I'm saying.